Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to our training. And for those of us that went to work today, hope your work is fine. Alright, so today we're going to be looking at attribute, adding of images. We're now in part 5 of our HTML level 1 training. So let's look at what we're going to be learning today. Today we're going to be learning about attribute, and when we talk about attribute, they allows us to add more information to HTML tags. Now, images that you see online were added using this method. I believe you have ever visited a website like facebook.com or google.com or any other website and you're seeing images. So those images, they were actually added using this method that I want to show you now. Okay, so without wasting much of our time, let's dive in. Now I'll go straight to my Visual Studio. Then I bring in my browser. This is my Visual Studio and this is my browser, in order to avoid me going back and front in terms of running the code. If you remember, this was our last lecture whereby we talk about divs and spans. So today now I'm going to create a new project. So you come over here, Explorer, then I'll click, this is the folder I'm working on, HTML level 1 assessment. So I'm going to right click for those of us that are using laptop or desktop or hand top, as long as you're using top. So you right click, you see new file, right? I'll click on the file, then I'll call this, okay, let's say attribute dot HTML. If you notice, I didn't give any space in between. So this is attribute.html. You enter. So now we have attribute.html. Let me close this. Then this is our list.html. We don't need it anymore. Let me remove it. Alright, so we have an empty page here with an empty browser, right? So for those of us using this system, let me show you one shortcut in order to add our HTML header, blah blah blah, stuff like that. So the shortcut is, once you click on Shift 1, it will automatically bring up this exclamation mark. Once you hit enter, it will automatically generate the skeleton of HTML for you automatically. So that means you don't need to suffer yourself writing HTML from the beginning all the time. The only thing you do is say Shift 1, enter, that's all generated. Now, since we're using phone, I don't want to get us confused. Since majority of us are using phone, I'm going to be typing everything from the scratch, so that each and every one of us can, we can grow along. Oops. So I have HTML, right? I have head. Inside the head I have title. Then inside the title I'll say working on attributes. Right? So outside the head I have the body. So in between the body, let me have each one. Let me say attribute. Right? Yes. Okay, let me save. Let me open this place to copy path. Just as you know, I'm working on attribute.html. I will right click, copy path. I've copied. Let me close this again. Then I'll come over to my browser. I'll paste the path. Then I enter attribute. The attribute that we have here now is what was written here. This working on attribute that we have here as a title. Oops. Okay. Ouch. So this working on attribute that we have here as a title is what we did here at the title. Hope it is clear. So I believe by now you should be able to, write the skeleton of HTML without you blinking eyes. So if you can't do that at this stage, that means you have a lot of work to do. Alright, so just as I said we'll be adding image to our folder, right? We want to add an image here. What do we do? How do we do that? Now, for us to add an image to a document or to our website or to our web page, we make use of the word img. You know, like when you want to spell your image, you said imag, right? But in this case, we're just making use of img. That's image. Now, image, you have our source and our alt. For those of us that are wondering what is source and what is alt, this stands for the source of the image, where the image is coming from. Why this alt is also the same thing as alternative. It's explaining explaining the image when it is broken. Don't worry much, don't suffer yourself much about this. I'm going to be explaining this in details that you're going to understand. But now let's talk about the source. Now the source, we are going to what? We are going to copy our image path here. What do I mean by that? For us to use our image, we need to import the image to our folder, right? And already I have my image already called og.jpg. I believe for those of us using phone, I sent in a video on how to import an image file using your text editor, right? So for those of us using system, let's say this is your image, right? Okay, now let me say I want to make use of this image. What do? I just drag. I just drag in. That's all. You see wash. Don't forget, this is what wash.jpg. This is wash. You see it now? Can you see that? Okay. But I'm not making use of wash. I want to make use of og.jpg. Now, exactly as the name, that is how we are going to enter it here. og.jpg. If your name is too long or is too big, you have to rename it. To rename it, you right click, you see rename, then you name it. You call it an easy name, something that you can easily remember to just add it. Are you getting it now? All right. So in this alternative, let me close this since you understand this now. In this alt, we have ogtech image on screen, ogtech logo on screen. Let me see. Let me refresh. Oh, you can see the image very large, extra large even. So you can see the ogtech image, the ogtech logo on screen, but the image is very large. For us to resize it, we add what is called width. So width, right? Then let's make it a width of 300 pixel, not just 300 pixel. That's px. I save and I refresh. You can see I have resized it. If you said, oh, it's still too big, you want to make it 100, you can make it 100. Right? Refresh. You can see it's now becoming small because we are defining the size from here. Right? Okay. I want to make use of 350. And I refresh it from there. 350. Can you see this now? ogtech image. Now, but the alt is not showing here. But the alt that we're talking about, this one that we have ogtech logo on screen, is not showing. What do we do? Let me explain it this way. Now, you remember we don't have any image as ogtyg, right? The only two images that we have in here, we have wash.jpg and og.jpg. This name is not in existence here. We don't have the name here. Watch what happened. Now let me save this. Let me refresh this. You see, the image is broken. Now this alternative is not showing ogtech logo on screen, meaning that anytime you have a broken image whereby you are referencing a name that is not in existence, that is when the alternative will get fired with a broken image. I don't know if that is clear. Okay, so I believe that is clear. Now let me undo this, because what we have ogtech logo. Let me refresh. The image is back. So thank you everyone. In In the next slide we're going to be talking about links.